Tell you, I was talking to one of my young boys, man. My young boy Lack, a fellow Green Bay Packer fan. Shout out to Lack, a real one. And Lack was voicing his displeasure
Okay.
with Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
He said Aaron Rodgers is the reason why my Green Bay Packers, his Green Bay Packers, are currently 4-7. And he said that even though Aaron Rodgers won the MVP last year,
Mm.
he said that Aaron's time is over. He said it's now Josh Allen's league. That was his word.
Ugh.
He,
Ugh.
yeah, he even took Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes. Now I had to check with my young boy.
Yeah.
I need to go
Yeah.
check my young boy about that.
Better look at that game tonight.
Yes, I need to go. But his premise got me thinking: is it over for the OGs? Is it over for these goats and Brady, Brun, and Aaron Rodgers? Have we seen the window close for them to be winners, not to just put up stats, but to be winners in this league or in their respective leagues, I should say.
I'm gonna say, as bad as I don't want to say it, but because of the constructivist team of the three people we're mentioning, Brady has a shot.
Brady's currently 5-5, which
Still
is
has a
good,
shot.
but because it's the NFC South, he's currently number one in the South.
He's got a shot simply because he knows how to win. He's got the best roster around him, even though they've been out of sync. And interestingly, Aaron Rodgers beat Brady. That's interesting. Um, this season, Brady has a shot to still make noise in the NFC. Um, Brady's window is closing, but I think he's furthest from that closure. If I had to compare him and Rodgers, now the Braun situation, I just don't think Braun cares about winning anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that. It sounds crazy because everybody likes to make him into this competitor, but I just don't think he cares about winning.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you care about winning, you'll come to work. And I get he's he's having injuries and things like that, but they tell me he's still playing this crazy amount of minutes, and in my opinion, I don't think I think LeBron James can say I don't want to play 35 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the number is. I think LeBron James can dictate the minutes he plays.
Mm-hmm.
I personally do. Um, but I think the window on Bron's success is much much shorter because the league has just gotten so much better. NBA has gotten so much better. Now, in terms of Aaron Rodgers, I'm at the challenge the young boy on it being Rodgers' fault that they're 4-7. I do think he gets some of the blame, but I think the Green Bay franchise as a whole, with the way they constructed that team over the years now, and then on top of that, I'm questioning LaFleur's ability to put his guys in the right situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you watched that game Thursday night. They were very, very dull to me in their play calling. A lot of, I mean, they were predictable in a sense. Run the ball, pass. Run the ball. I mean, it's obvious. If you run it twice and you don't get but 3 yards in them two runs, what you think they're gonna do on 3rd and 7? They're gonna throw the ball. And
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee just was like, okay, cool. We gonna still man up because we believe our guys can beat your guys, and we'll get pressure on Rodgers with 4 or 5, and then we'll see where that leads us to.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee dictated that game. And if you look at the Green Bay roster, there's no Zadarius Smith. Um, you got a young linebacking core. Jair Alexander has not been a player. He hasn't been the force that he was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Devondre Campbell's been out. Um, there's a lot to be had there, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to excuse Aaron because Aaron should have brought his butt to work and got right with these boys. But I do personally think a lot of what's going on is the franchise and LaFleur. And I just think Aaron is Aaron. Aaron's just smug and he don't give a crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he feels like I'm still gonna go out there and get me. I can do me. But I think Rodgers still got three. I ain't gonna say 4 years. I think he's got 3 more good years left. But I think he needs pieces around him that motivate him to say, I'm gonna be on my game. But then again, the X factor is still LaFleur, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say it's over for Brady or Rodgers per se. If I put it like this, Brady can win this year with that team.
Can win what?
They can win the NFC.
Ooh, big statement.
It's still scary. Like let's not get twisted now. Now we've seen dominance from teams in spurts. We've seen Philly be dominant. We've seen Dallas put on a really good performance against Minnesota.
Yes.
Very good performance.
Yes.
The performance I've been asking for.
You called Tony Pollard, did you not? Did you tell these
them.
folks to take Tony Pollard in their fantasy leagues?
Been telling them. And then, but I do think Tampa Bay is physical enough with their defense, even though they're missing Shaq Barrett. That's a key piece. I still think they're good enough defensively and good enough offensively that if they get hot, they figure it out, and they get hot, they could win the NFC. I ain't saying they're going to, because if they run up on my boys, they got smoke. But
now they've only won one more game than us, T.
That's true.
They won 5, we won 4.
That's true.
Would you say we still got a shot there?
No, this is what I will say. I'll say this, and I guess I'd have to run back a lot of Tampa Bay's games. But okay, the Green Bay game was a close one. Okay, they'd be 6-4 if they pulled that off. The game against Baltimore was fairly close, but they were just out of sync. A lot of Tampa Bay's problems can be fixed because these guys have won a bowl together. So it just takes guys getting in there and getting to work. And if you give Brady time, which has been the case all his career, if you give him time, he's going to deliver a good ball. They've got a decent enough run game. Obviously, they're going to have to do something different there because this is why I say that. The Rashad White kid can tote the rock. I think he's just quicker to the hole than Fournette. Fournette may just have to take a lesser role, per se, and let this White kid come along. And maybe they're just going to have to be 50-50. Because both of them can catch the ball out the backfield. I'm just saying, all of them have they've got enough talent to go far in the NFC. They really do. But, I don't think it's over for none of them per se. But the closest one to being done is Braun to me. I just don't see the fire no more. I don't see that guy. 5-10 with LeBron James, who they tell me is the best. Nick Wright tells me he's the best player in the NBA over the last how long? He's the number one guy.
Now he admitting that it's Giannis right now.
Oh, now we want to run Giannis out here on me.
Yeah. Now I do want to point out now, Tampa Bay got the worst running game in the league right now.
They do.
With 70.7 yards per game right now.
They do. They're not that impressive on the ground.
And that leads me to something, to my point on it.
It can be fixed.
I think it is over for the OGs that we remember. It's over in the sense that Brady can't just go out here, man, and just take Edelman and Wes Welker and a serviceable tight end. Let's set aside Gronk. Let's just say you got a tight end that can do some things. He can't just take them folk and the defense Well, I can't even say that he's been blessed his whole damn near his whole career with great defenses. So
He still got a good one
he's
now.
been
And
blessed
still
with
has
that.
a good one.
But with the running game, he ain't always had a good running game. He can't do that shit no more.
Okay.
He gotta have a running game to go with him or something.
Okay.
I don't think he can continue this year without either that or the skill guys he had that 2020 season. The
Yeah.
2020 season when they won the Super Bowl. Don't forget, they were fucking souped at the skill position that year. Souped. He walked into Mike Evans and
Okay.
Godwin.
Still got him.
He brought Gronk with him.
Okay.
I know everybody is enamored by Mr. Kelsey right now. Mr. Kelsey is incredible, okay?
Okay.
But, you got a little recency bias. Last time I checked, people were calling Gronkowski the GOAT tight end. So he brought him down there with him. And he had Antonio Brown, who before he left Pittsburgh, some was saying he was on track to be better than Jerry World Rice.
Okay.
Okay? He had elite skill guys with him, and that defense was a top 10 defense. He gotta have elite skill guys, or he gotta have an elite run game now on offense. Brun, he can't do what he did that first stint with them damn Cavs, where you got Mo and you got Anderson Varejao and all these. He can't do that shit no fucking more.
He knows that.
He can't even do what he did in the second stint with Cleveland when you got a guy like Kyrie who's skilled, but not locked in terms of just basketball. And we see who Kyrie is now. He kind of all over the place and stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He can't even do that. He gotta have somebody come to the party. And Aaron bleeping fuck the bleeping. Let's put it on something. Aaron fucking Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
He gotta have something. I'm saying this last year too. Yeah, he got the MVP, but I knew it was gonna bite us in the fucking ass because our defense was not like that for real, like what we talking about, and our running game was not like that for real, like what we talking about. They saw Aaron Jones do some things in some prime time games, and they were, oh, these boys need help now. These goats, they need to be able to hand this thing off to you. I would say Brady and Rodgers can win another Super Bowl. Either one of them. If you put them in a position where, like John Elway had his last 2 years. John Elway, his last 2 years, had arguably the best back in the league for those 2 years.
Okay.
And Terrell Davis.
Okay.
If you gave Aaron Rodgers or Brady, Derrick Henry, put them boys in a Titan type situation where them boys gonna play some defense and run the damn ball, and Tannehill just gotta make a throw when needed.
Okay.
Shit, look what they do, because that's what John and them did. Brun should be in a Tim Duncan situation. Tim Duncan didn't have to play offense like that for real. Them waning years, he still played great defense. He can reserve his energy. He will load manage it like a motherfucker, and then he go on to the playoffs and do his thing. Okay. Now AD, he then put up a couple of 30-ball double-doubles in recent outings. I don't know. Has he gone to somebody and they didn't talk to him? If you're gonna be this AD, Brun maybe can hand out. Brun can play. I do believe Brun can play high-level point guard in the NBA.
He did it in 2020.
I've said till he 45. I'm gonna scale that back. Till he 42 years old.
He did it in 2020.
And then stopped for some reason.
Why?
I have no idea.
There you go.
At that part, I don't know. Now,
all right,
to that point, these OGs got to realize that and just stay locked in. Brady was on some more shit this year, dog. with his divorce shit and then him going to the damn wedding. That ain't no Brady shit. That ain't Tom Brady. We always talk about Tom being locked the fuck in. You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers should have brought his motherfucking ass to them OTAs and got with Mr. Watson. Because Mr. Watson is fast as fuck. Yep. Showing promise. You come with Mr. Watson. You come with my other Dobbs, Mr. Dobbs. You tell Lazard motherfucking ass, I need you to lead this group. You know what we supposed to be doing. Yeah. But you got to come to work. You got to come to work. And Brum, instead of running around with Draymond motherfucking Green all summer, he should have been with Anthony Davis, having AD in the weight room saying, let's go. We're going to make this shit work this year. We're going to make this shit work. And scale back. And you know, let Russ dominate the ball a little bit. Go down to the pinch post. Go to the elbow. Do all this kind of shit. And let's make this thing work. These boys don't want to scale back either. So part of it is they don't have the guys around them. But part of it too is the OGs ain't doing what's necessary, in my opinion, either. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the things I like about what Mike said in the Last Dance was, I'm paraphrasing, but basically he was saying, yeah, I'm an asshole, but these folks can't say that I asked them to do anything that I wasn't willing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rodgers can't make that statement. Rodgers cannot make that statement.
I agree.
Bron can't make that statement right now because he ain't willing to play defense right now.
I agree.
Brady usually could make that statement.
I agree.
But this year, with some of this little shit that been going on, this year he can't make that statement.
I agree.
So it's like the OGs ain't been all locked in, and they ain't got no dogs around them either. Like John Elway had Terrell Davis and Shannon Sharp, man, around him. Tim Duncan had Kawhi and Tony and Ginobili. Them boys were dogs at that time. Well, Kawhi, little young pup, he just been doing whatever Pop tell him to do. Okay. I guess he hadn't got arrogant and shit. You can't tell Kawhi nothing at that point. I mean, at this point, you can't tell Kawhi nothing. I guess you could tell him something back then. But we know Tony Parker and Ginobili, they were some dogs, man.
They were.
Dogs. And shit, they had arguably the greatest coach of all time. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll say this much. Brady squad right now, you know, you look at the losses they've had. 2 of those games was simply because they just were not ready to play no football, and they were off. They lost to Carolina and Pittsburgh, and those are 2 games where you just go, what the fuck just happened? And they was in a 3-game streak because they lost Pittsburgh, they lost Carolina, and they lost to the Ravens. Okay. You can take the Ravens loss. All right, because that's the Ravens. They can show up and beat anybody in the NFL if they show up. That's the only problem you got with the Ravens. Do they have enough offensive talent to get him to go far in the playoffs? That's my question with the Ravens. Mm-hmm. But if you look at Brady and them right now, the construct of that team is still the team they had from the Super Bowl. So all they got to do.
Well, there's no Gronk and no AB in that team.
And I get that. And Gronk is Gronk. I get it. But that team is still talented enough to go deep. Defensively, they still got enough talent across all 3 fronts.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
when
there.
I say the dogs, I'm talking offensively. I'm not talking defensively. Because as I'm looking right now, once again, Tom Brady has a top 10 scoring defense. Okay.
That's all he needs.
But
you can figure out the run game.
The old him, that's all he needed, T. I don't think this him can get it done offensively without elite. And Mike Evans probably going to go to the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Don't sleep. This motherfucker done had. I
Oh,
don't
he's
think he's
going.
ever had a year without 1,000 yards.
He's
Okay,
got like a streak going to that. Yes.
yeah, but I'm talking about again. Look at what I said. That motherfucker had that 2020 year. He had Mike Evans. We talked about Godwin, Gronk, and AB. Who you gonna double?
I agree.
You can't do shit with that.
I agree. I agree. Totally agree. It's just that I'm not gonna close the door on Brady yet. I'm not closing the door on Brady yet because he's got the defensive talent. And if the offense starts clicking, if the running game just improves to the point where okay, you pushing the 100 over every game on the ground, that's doable. It may mean just saying Fournette, you're just gonna have to be the nasty yards guy and the guy catching it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna run this Rashad White kid, and we're gonna give it to him and let him be him because he's a 4-4 kid. He runs a 4-4. Lenny Fournette ain't that. Or maybe you might just become playoff Lenny again. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But on every facet of that team, they've got a good line. They've got good skill guys. I ain't even taking Julio out the pasture yet. Where you want to where you want to where you want to put when I say that when I say that is
that OG is old for that OG.
I'm saying Julio in spots
he can't stay healthy.
is better. I ain't asking him to stay healthy. I'm just asking him to go make a play here and there.
Okay.
Go run a route, make a play. That's okay. I'm not asking him to give me no more than that.
Okay.
Go be a big body, go up, high point, catch it. That's it. And then the defense, they ain't gone yet. I'm not writing them off. Oh,
no.
Back half of their schedule, besides I think they got the Niners, they got the Bengals.
That defense.
And that defense is there, man.
All right, so that OG, we still looking good. So, but what about my squads? Braun and Rodgers, Lakers, Packers. You still got hope for those OGs as well? You think we gonna make a run?
LeBron's not making no run. LeBron not making no run.
I think AD just had 30 and 18. T.
Yep, he did.
Well, how long was that? Yeah, what T?
Yep, he did. Yep. See how I rub my eye on that? I'm getting sleepy talking about AD. I'm tired talking about AD. Tired talking about it. I'm tired talking about him, man. 30 and 18. That's like him eating 2 Kit Kats. That's like me eating 2 Kit Kats. Man, I just had 8 pieces of Kit Kat. Empty calories. That's what I get.
8 CT?
Nope. 11th. My friend's playing game. I ain't got time to play with AD, man. He just disappoints me on all fronts. Aaron, though, if Aaron was a great leader, he'd have had 2 bowls by now. But he ain't willing to be that guy. He's just one of them guys that is easily willing to. And it's weird. And I say that, I'm just thinking about how did Marshawn click with him back in the day?
Maybe they did.
Was he always this guy?
See, the motherfucker been nice because we haven't had, like I said, all these top 10 defenses Brady's had. We ain't had that.
Right.
But people still be expecting us to win the fucking Super Bowl. That just be because of him.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. I do, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you get done writing the story of Aaron Rodgers, I know we got to wrap it. But the story of Aaron Rodgers is your franchise got you a whole lot of defensive guys and never got you one really great or 2 really great offensive guys. Now, they struck it with Jordy and Devontae. They knocked it out the park with those guys. They got that right. But constantly constructing a team with defensive guys and then you never were top. How many times were you top 10 scoring? Once? Maybe twice?
It's more than that. I'll find that for you real quick.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just you constructed the team with all this talent, some guys I ain't never heard of, or just guys that were decent guys with good teams in college, but never no real game changers.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron goes out there on the field with that. I mean, imagine if Aaron had a team that could keep everything under 17 and he can go get 21 and win most nights.
And that's what he needs right now. That's what he
So
needs right now.
I don't know. I don't know. Franchises failed in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Aaron's failed this season.
Leading into this season,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Aaron Rodgers has had a top 10 scoring defense in 3 of his previous 17 seasons. That's
Okay.
18% of his career. In contrast, Tom Brady, leading into this season, had won 18 of his 22 seasons, previous 22 seasons. That's 82% of his career.
There you go.
So
And
it's
got
been
one and has one right now.
it's been about him.
Yeah.
But he gotta have that shit. Like, you gotta pay Devontae, because obviously he leaned on Devontae too much.
Yeah.
Too much. He gotta have, he ain't as mobile as he used to be.
No.
He be seeing stuff and I be seeing him, he be trying to get on down. It ain't in them legs like that no more now.
Mm-mm.
Them boys go, they catch him from behind and just hit them feet real quick, knock his ass down. He used to make some of them same scrambles I saw Pat Mahomes make. Yeah. On that game winning drive, he made that Aaron Rodgers do this shit. Aaron Rodgers recognize, okay, they in cover 2 man, ain't no spy. Shit, I got that 15, y'all. Let me go take that real quick. That's what used to separate him. He can't do that shit no more. Not consistently. Pat Mahomes do that shit like it's taking candy from a baby. That shit light work for that boy.
It is.
Young man. He not an OG. He a BG still.
He ain't there.
It happens to us all.
Yep.
Moral of the story of this segment is it happens to us all.
It does.
So, America, y'all chime in and let us know what y'all think, man. Is it over for the OGs? If not, which OGs you think still got something left in them? For real. All right. Which OGs do you think just need a little something? And if you think they need a little something, what do they need? Okay. It's hard for me to say this about Rodgers, but just won the MVP last year. But hey,
it's just different out there right
my
now.
My record is 4-7.
It's 4-7.
Put it on some.
Thank you so much for watching my daddy's YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and turn on your post notifications. Okay, how do I do it?